Hey everyone, welcome to FidQs, the place where we answer your top Fidelity customer questions as quickly and simply as humanly possible. Today's question is, how do I take an RMD, or required minimum distribution, from my Fidelity IRA? I know, those are some rapid-fire acronyms. Let me spell things out for you. PDQ. An RMD is a yearly mandatory withdrawal from a tax-deferred retirement account that starts when you reach the age of 73. And once you take out your RMD, know you can spend it, invest it, or gift it to a loved one. Here's where things get a little tricky though. Let's say you're turning 73 this May. Well, because it's your first RMD, you're allowed to delay it up until April 1st of the following year. But if you do this, you'll need to take that year's RMD by December 31st. So essentially, you'd take 2 RMDs in 1 year. Then, moving forward, you'll need to take your RMD by that same December 31st date each year. Fingers crossed that you've already checked this off your list by the time the ball drops. And as always, please check with your tax professional about how all of this can impact your specific financial situation. So what happens if you don't take your RMD? Well, I'm going to be honest, it can be kind of a bummer. The IRS can penalize you with a fine of 25% of the amount not taken, and that can add up to a whole lot of lost dough. One bright spot, however, is that you can apply for a waiver that can get that penalty down to 10%, but only if you act quickly and take out the remaining required amount. So get to that right now. And speaking of the IRS, when taking out an RMD, the money is taxed as ordinary income and therefore is subject to both state and federal taxes. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, how do I find out what my RMD total will be? Well, Fidelity has created this super simple calculator that lets you figure it all out in just a few minutes. And if you want to try that for yourself, I'll link it below for you down in the description. Okay, is everyone sitting down? Because I'm about to get to the really good part, how to take an RMD from your Fidelity IRA. And just a side note here, this only applies to IRAs. So if you have an employer-sponsored plan like a 401k or 403b, reach out to them and see which rules apply to you and your plan. Okay, so after logging into your account, go to Accounts and Trade and select Transfers. Then select Deposit, Withdraw, or Transfer Money. Choose the IRA from which you'd like to withdraw money from, then select where you'd like it to go. Next, pick the date when you want your money transferred and add in the total amount. Then, just choose the percentage of federal and state taxes you want withheld. Depending on the state you live in, you may or may not be required to withhold state tax in addition to federal tax. Federal tax withholding isn't a requirement. You can opt out if you'd like. Review your info, submit, and you're all set. All right, that's it for now. I just wanted to mention that when it comes to RMDs, this video is just the tip of the iceberg. If you want to learn more, Fidelity.com has tons of great resources. As always, if you have any questions about what we talked about today, drop a question down below in the comments. And please give this video a like, subscribe, and hit the bell to receive notifications for future videos. See you next time.